welcome to Snowcloak. Yeah. And its wonderful lullaby. Bit weird music for all the battle that we will have here. Okay, ninja problems. Now, once all the wolves are gone, there should appear this white bear over there. It's a tiny key. Don't ask me where it got that one. There's our first boss, Vandil. The deal is pretty simple. It has just one gimmick. These snowstorms here. And the ice bomb. You get hit by either of those, you get these galvanized stacks, meaning you slowly freeze. And once you accumulated 3 stacks, yeah, you are frozen for a few seconds and utterly helpless. Oh, also when you walk beyond this area here. Yep. Avoid the cold, avoid the cold. As I said, simple. Antique things can get you the vintage gear from one merchant in Revenant's Fall. That is the gear you get at level 50 for your class quest. So unless you want to refarm it for some reason, there's no more any need for it. Get out of snowstorms. Permanent damage and all that. Come, put. Come, Ogre. There's already our second boss, the Yeti. This brigand. You need to get these brigands into these long AoEs from the boss. Not these short ones, but the long ones. Because they become snowballs. Also, DPS should take care of these ogres because they destroy the snowballs. When the boss is hit by a snowball, that does a lot. By one of his big snowballs, it does a lot of damage. Also, these snowballs can stun him out of. This should be enough. Yeah. Careful, glaciers explode. Now, I would consider this room a kind of a boss chamber. This is a wave battle here. You need to clear several waves of mobs. And in other dungeons, this used to be a boss fight. It doesn't count as such here, but it fills the same purpose. And you are the last one. Also note these icicles, they are nasty. Remember them, we will need them in a moment. Stun him out of Dragon's Blood. Same as Stone Vigil Heart. So he doesn't transform. I won't be able to do it. Poor girls. Okay, then free. Ow. You have a key, right? The finger of the apostate is what opens the door. And there's Fenrir. The final boss of this dungeon. Let's deal with Fenrir. Another rather simple boss. Unavoidable AoE. Icicles. These icicles hunt a player. 2 of them. The third explodes. Another set of icicles. Again, 2 of them fly, this time to me, and we need to hide from Lunar Cry behind the third one. If you don't, you get frozen and the boss gets a free shot at you. With a pretty powerful attack. An instance without Lunar Cry, and he's down. That's it already.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light.
I said, I presume?
Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man. no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Okay. Please elaborate. Of course she won't. And you haven't noticed before, there's an Aether right here. And since we just saw Fenrir, there's actually a Fenrir mount you can get at the Gold Saucer for 1 million Gold Saucer points, also MGP. Though I did not doubt that you would return, I'm nonetheless relieved to see my judgment validated. Is it finished? Does it mean we can leave this godforsaken place? I feel my... forgive me, I should not keep you from Commander Lavier. That took longer than I expected. What news, Sirius? Quite the opposite, Alvino. That took a lot shorter than I expected. 15 minutes for a dungeon is not a lot. So I thought it is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared the path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. 12 be praised, Sirius. We may yet turn this situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Isa before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scients have not been idle. Minfilia and Oriange have been busy perusing the archives of Horse Photoms, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold... See, Alphino, unlike you, she came prepared. A coat. Antecedent, you come to us straight from the archives of Horse Photoms. I trust your time here there proved fruitful? Would that it had. Oriange and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts on Shiva's lives and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find any useful answer in the archives of Horse Photom. Such knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it was by circumstance or design. You said that Isa took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. I do not care if some few stragglers manage to escape until the sappers confirm that the tunnel is safe and men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I expected, Sir Emmerich. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Helone that your ancestors came to this land? When they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, but unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at the liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. It was a different time. A different era, and scripture tells us only so much. Would that it told us more. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiation table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Aesar's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mogulmok XII, the myth made manifest in response to a fervent supplication of a Mogul's god. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their belief. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Minfilia. They have both in abundance. Can it truly be all that is required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetheryte Aesart used to escape. They believe that she transported to another aetheryte, somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of his second aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Aesart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Sharlayan may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I do not think how long it would take for us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Minfilia looks into our aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of a heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly, despite our numbers. Kurthas is vast, and Aesart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Aesart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you are not aware. Alright. Good. I knew you would understand. Yurihasa can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilbert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. Okay. And Mephilia goes home. Okay, but we talk to you, Hassan, next time. Because, well, this is the episode for the Snowcloak dungeon. Until next time then, I am Mace, and don't get lost.